Financial market news from GoldClays. European Union regulator cannot find officials to regulate cryptocurrencies. As the adoption of digital assets grows around the world, so does concern about this sector, which still does not have well-defined rules in most countries. But regulating cryptocurrencies can be a more difficult task than you think. This is not only because of the innovation and complexity of these assets, but also with regard to qualified personnel for this function. The European Union (EU) banking regulator, for example, said it is struggling to find employees to work on drafting guidelines for the sector. The body is preparing to apply new rules in the sector by the year 2025. Bitcoin enters new rally. ETH up 11%, ADA, SOL, XRP, BNB, and Lido DAO up 37%. Thursday, 28, started with another cryptocurrency rally. By 9 a.m., most of the major currencies on the market were up sharply, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. After a few days of decline after a massive sale of BTC by the manufacturer Tesla, the market seems to get back on track. The total cryptocurrency market cap has skyrocketed by 7.7% in the last 24 hours, returning to more than $1 billion, or 5 billion Brazilian reals. Bitcoin, BTC, the largest cryptocurrency by capitalization, is up 7.5% in the last 24 hours. The fall in the price of the dollar and the rise in the currency caused BTC to sell for 121,261 Brazilian reals around 9 a.m. Ethereum, ETH, the second largest cryptocurrency on the market and top in DeFi trading, rose 11.8%. According to CoinGecko, the price of ETH has gone up to BRL 8,613.03 in the last 24 hours. The dollar started the day around 0.10 Brazilian reals cheaper than yesterday's rate. At 9 a.m., the price of the commercial dollar was around 5.26 Brazilian reals. High interest rates in the US cheers up the market and Bitcoin appreciates 10%. Last Wednesday, 27, the Central Bank of the United States, Fed, raised the basic interest rate in the country. As a result, the so-called federal funds rate, FFR, rose from 1.75% to 2.5% per year. Rising interest rates, however, did not negatively affect the price of equity assets, especially Bitcoin. In fact, the cryptocurrency is up 10% in the last 24 hours, going against the Fed's decision. As a result, the price of BTC is now approaching $23,000, while the price in reais has once again surpassed the barrier of 120,000 Brazilian reals. The data is from the CoinMarketCap platform. Solana's DeFi protocol suffers attack and token drops 80%. Nirvana Finance, the Solana-based yield protocol, SOL, was exploited for $3.5 million, as revealed by security firm PeckShield. In reais, the failure drained the equivalent of 18.7 million Brazilian reals. Whoever carried out the attack used flash loans to manipulate and drain the protocol's liquidity pools. Nirvana Finance only lost ANA tokens, which is the network's native token. As a result, the price of ANA has dropped by more than 80% in the last few hours, while the stablecoin NIRV has lost its parity with the dollar. ANA dropped from BRL 46 to around BRL 9.50, while stablecoin NIRV dropped from $1 to 8 cents. Michael Saylor questions Ethereum's solidity. Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, BTC, recently commented on Ethereum and stated that he is not convinced that the protocol is sound from a technical and ethical point of view. Saylor's speeches were made during Blockchain Economy Istanbul, an event focused on blockchain technology and the cryptocurrency market. When asked about Ethereum, Saylor stated, "Technically it means I need to see the protocol function for this thing after about 5 to 10 years. So we don't know either. Right? Because if you're hard forking and shifting, every time you do a big update, you introduce new attack surfaces. Ethically correct means I need to know that no one can change the protocol, which includes Vitalik. I need to know that no one in the Ethereum Foundation No individual can change the protocol, because if they could change the protocol it would make it a security, and if it becomes a security it would not become global money. Nigerians rush to buy Bitcoin amid currency collapse. The fall of the naira, Nigeria's national currency, is prompting many residents to turn to alternative assets such as Bitcoin and stablecoins to preserve their wealth. Compared to last week's numbers, in about a month, the local currency dropped significantly against the dollar, which spread concerns among the population. Panic multiplied when Godwin Emefiele, governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, warned bank customers, high-profile individuals and politicians to refrain from withdrawing naira to convert it to the dollar. He said a relevant surveillance system will track whether such illegal transactions are committed and punish those who do not abide by the rules. The turmoil in one of Africa's top economies has prompted many Nigerians to look for investment options that could protect against inflation. In particular, they focused on Bitcoin and stablecoins. The popular P2P trading platform, Paxful, confirmed that Nigerian citizens showed a growing interest in Bitcoin during the first half of the year. And despite the global financial crisis, Paxful is seeing that interest in Bitcoin is not waning. In the first half of 2022, trade volume in Nigeria reached nearly $400 million, showing us that emerging markets are still hungry for Bitcoin. Bitcoin bear market rally continues after BTC price jumps to $23.4 thousand. Bitcoin, BTC, consolidated higher into July 28 after United States monetary policy changes fueled optimism in risk assets. Fed hike instills fresh crypto optimism. Data showed BTC USD climbing to highs of $23,452 on Bitstamp overnight. The pair had reacted strongly to the latest Federal Reserve key rate hike, despite this conforming to market predictions. Subsequent comments from Fed Chair Jerome Powell added to the breakout's momentum. I think the reason this is providing some relief to the equity market is the Fed is acknowledging that there can be an impact on growth to the economy based on their policy, Gogi Chowdhury, head of asset management giant BlackRock's iShares investment strategy Americas, told CNBC. They are recognizing there are two sides of this. There's a growth trade-off to fight inflation. The recognition is something we heard today that we didn't hear before. Crypto commentators had already predicted that the Fed would find itself stuck between two stools in the form of 40-year high inflation and the risk of a recession arising from fighting it. Who's outperforming here? Nasdaq and Crypto, Alf, creator of the Macro Compass newsletter, wrote in part of a Twitter summary of the week's events. If the Fed isn't gonna force tighter financial conditions on autopilot anymore, real yields will actually start declining again. He noted that forthcoming rate hikes were not being priced in as beating or even equaling the 75 basis point July move, contributing to a higher likelihood that peak Fed hawkishness is behind us. Eyes on $23,500 daily close. When it comes to BTC price action, commentators were thus cautiously optimistic while waiting for the last remnants of volatility to clear the market. Not jumping the gun just yet, but daily closes above 23450, and I'll start to look for long setups towards 26500, popular trader and analyst Crypto Tony wrote on July 28. Bitcoin and Ethereum consolidate gains, altcoins in green. All altcoins from the top 100 list are in the green today. Bitcoin price gained pace after it broke the $22,500 resistance and climbed above the $23,000 level before the bears appeared near $23,450. It is currently 11:44 Universal Time Coordinated, consolidating gains near the $23,000 level and is up 8% in a day and down 1% in a week. Similarly, most major altcoins are consolidating gains. ETH corrected lower from the $1,675 resistance. XRP is trading in a range above the 35 cents level. ADA must stay above 50 cents to continue higher. Bitcoin price. After a strong rise above the $23,000 level, Bitcoin price spiked towards $23,500. However, BTC failed to continue higher above $23,450 and dropped just below $23,000 again before recovering. It is now consolidating just above the $23,000 level. On the downside, an initial support is near the $22,750 level. The next major support is near the $22,500 zone. Any more losses might increase selling pressure for a push to $22,000. On the upside, the price might face resistance near $23,250. The next major resistance could be $23,450, above which the price could rise towards $24,000. Ethereum price. Ethereum price extended gains above the $1,600 level and climbed above the $1,650 level, but faced sellers near $1,675. The price is now correcting lower and trading near $1,630. ETH is up almost 12% in a day and 7% in a week. On the downside, an initial support is near the $1,600 level. The next major support is near the $1,550 zone. If there is another increase, the price might face sellers near $1,675. ADA, BNB, SOL, Doge, and XRP price. Cardano, ADA, spiked towards the 52 cents level before it faced sellers. It is now back near 50 cents. A downside break below 50 cents might send the price towards the 48 cents level. Bitcoin price battles $23,000 as data says US in technical recession. Bitcoin, BTC, regained more lost ground on the July 28 Wall Street Open amid confusion over whether the United States had entered a new recession. Analysts call recession for United States on GDP print. Data tracked BTC USD as it tested $23,000 for support after a leg up on the previous day's Federal Reserve rate hike. Momentum benefited from US GDP data, which fell for a second quarter in a row, thus meeting the requirements for a recession in the economy. The situation remained unclear, however, thanks to comments from both Fed Chair Jerome Powell and the White House, both of whom insisted that no recession had arrived or was even forecast. While Powell stated that the US is not in a recession, numbers from GDP gave 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, meaning that the United States is in a recession. Cointelegraph contributor Michael Van der Poppy summarized the curious status quo on the day. US equities opened flat, while Bitcoin remained undecided on its overall trajectory after reaching $23,450 overnight. Van der Poppy added that regardless of the state of the economy, BTC traders should not act purely based on the latest news. Now we know that the United States is in a recession, does that mean that we should adjust our trading strategies? No. The phrase recession doesn't represent any variable you can work with, part of a further Twitter post stated. Meanwhile, trader and analyst Gareth Soloway predicted harder times to come for risk asset investors, as a deeper recession was inevitable thanks to Fed rate hikes. Experts yet to explain massive spike in ETH active addresses. On-chain metrics firm Sentiment says it is still investigating the cause of a sudden surge of ETH active addresses, which have eclipsed the previous ATH by a whopping 48%. On July 27, the analytics firm tweeted that the number of daily active addresses on Ethereum had suddenly spiked to 1.06 million, shattering the previous high of 718,000 set back in 2018. An active address is one that has made a transaction in the past 24 hours. The number of active addresses can indicate the level of on-chain activity from developers and projects inputting updates to their work or platforms, and traders performing simple token transfers. Head of strategy at Coinbase Connor Grogan posted in a Twitter thread that the increase in activity comes from a high number of token transfers per unit of gas rather than from greater adoption. He explained that the spike in active addresses is due to an increase, mundane, send-receive activity, such as Binance doing a maintenance sweep, as opposed to more productive activity from decentralized finance, DeFi, and non-fungible token, NFT. Active addresses have been increasing since their 2-year low point of 364,400 on June 26, with a notable smaller spike on July 16 up to 583,000 according to Sentiment data. The daily active addresses metric for Tether, USDT, has also seen a significant spike in active addresses over the past 2 days from July 26th to 27th, possibly corroborating Grogan's observations about greater activity coming from simple token transfers. The Goerli and Prater testnets for Ethereum are expected to merge together into a single Goerli testnet between August the 6th and 12th, according to a July 27th blog post from the Ethereum team. The Ethereum mainnet is expected to transition into its own merge on September 19th. The spike in activity was followed by a 15.5% pump on Ether, ETH, over the past 24 hours from $1,425 to $1,648 according to CoinGecko. Financial market news from GoldClays.